So we're at Adriatico's today. This place has been here a long time. They've been here almost 40 years. Well, they haven't been here almost 40 years. We're gonna talk to Jameson about that later. They moved here not too many years ago.
But wait, is this your first time here?
No.
That was a joke, kind of.
No. Adriatico's has been on campus for almost 40 years. They were around the corner, and then they just moved into this building, I don't know, a handful of years ago. We'll ask Jameson's the general manager here. We'll ask him a little bit. He can tell us the story, but they're like a campus institution. So, been coming here a while. My kids would come here when I was when Dad was in the hospital. They would, because the hospital is right across the street, so they would come here for a bit. And the commissioners have bought this pizza for our staff a few times for holiday events and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I've had it then.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So they're kind of an institution around anybody that's been to Ohio State. As a matter of fact, you see the pictures on the walls and stuff. This is a place you come here throughout the school year, and there's always players in here, football players and basketball players, all kinds of athletes and students. The place is always packed full of folks that are that are here, all the time. We're here in the mid to late afternoon, so it's not as crowded. Plus, it's a really cold day today, so they're lucky we're here because it's so cold today.
So I feel like you are like a food connoisseur. I really do. I really do look at you as a food connoisseur. For those who don't know, Commissioner Grady used to own his own restaurant. It was one of my favorites, actually, back in the day. So I looked at him for expertise. But how would you rank Adriatico's in terms of your pizza places, in the Columbus-based pizza places? Where would you rank them?
Columbus has a huge. It's hard to rank Columbus pizza. Everybody has their favorites. Obviously I have my favorites. Everybody's got their favorites. You have your favorites.
I do.
And it's hard to do that. You can't really. I don't think you can really do that because there's so many different kinds of pizza.
So true.
Adriatico's Adriatico's has staying power. And any place that's been, any restaurant of any type that's been in business as long as this place then that's a huge testament to who they are and what they do. They've been in business for a long, long time. You can't stay in. I mean, the average restaurant doesn't make it more than a year or two. Yeah. Small businesses open up and close like crazy. Restaurant business is a really difficult business. Believe me, I lived it for a number of years. It's the hardest thing in the world to own a restaurant, and I have the utmost respect for anybody that's in the restaurant business. And so to be in business for 40 years almost, and to be able to do this and make money and be successful like they've been.
In a competitive market.
That's right.
Ohio.
Oh, there's no places. I mean, not no place, but very few places are as competitive in a restaurant business as Columbus is, and in the pizza business. Columbus has got a fantastic pizza market. I have friends from around the country who think that Columbus has got some of the best pizza in the country. Yeah. Look, I'm not trying to compare it to New York or Chicago or the places that are famous for their pizza, but Columbus pizza is really well known, and so Adriatico's is in a class all by itself. It makes a couple different kinds of pizza. They have Sicilian pizza here. They've got thin crust pizza here. They've got New York style pizza here. They do a great job, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. So, you can't. So to rank it against the different types of pizza that we have here in Columbus it's really hard to do. But they've been making money here and doing a great job for a long, long time.
Yeah, and I can imagine that when you're located in a place like Ohio State, where people come from everywhere, people come from all over the country and maybe the world. And to have the staying power that you talked about for 40 years, I mean, that really does say something about what you're making. So I'm eager to put a couple of those slices into my mouth. And I'm definitely going to rank. I believe in ranking, and we were at a place a couple weeks ago, and it was outstanding. We got the Buckeye Bites here. I'm going to give you a live taste of these little pretzel bites.
Yeah.
I haven't had anything to eat today. I'm starving. I take that back. I had a protein bar. And some fries. And some fries.
Adriatico is, by the way, it's 1618 Neal Avenue, so it's right here across the street from the medical center is right across the street here. Campus is just to the north. Right next door is a place owned by a buddy of mine called the Village Idiot, which is owned by a buddy of mine named John Pedro. It's a famous breakfast and lunch place here on campus. So it's right here on the southwestern edge of campus.
They look like little Buckeyes, but they're not. If I bite this and peanut butter shoots out, I'm going to have something to say.
Got to try it without the cheese first. Oh, those are good. What do you think?
I'm going to need another one. Didn't quite catch all the flavors, so I'm going to do one more. Not because, I'm just eating like crazy, but just because, I want to make sure that I get it right what I have to say. And this time I'm going to dip it. A little bit of melted cheese there.
We intentionally didn't have lunch today, so we're both hungry.
That is outstanding.
Oh yeah, those are good.
But you said something that stuck with me. The Columbus pizza scene, and there is kind of a Columbus style.
Yeah.
Pizza, which is kind of the thin crust, small squares. Type of pizza, and by when you do that, it just has a little bit of different feel and flavor to it. When I think of Chicago, I think of deep dish,
yep.
And I think of some really good pizzas there. But in Columbus, when I was away from Columbus, when I lived away from Columbus, I always thought about that taste that I grew up with, those little square bites, and I think of some of the mom and pop pizza places that still exist to this day. That really make a good pie, a good pizza pie, and so this is new to me. They said I had it at the county at some point. It's probably true. It's nothing to Adriatico's. It's just that I probably at the county, my mind is on county stuff, and so if I'm eating, I'm not even thinking about it. So now I'm going to be paying attention, and I will have a ranking.
Well, we ordered a couple different kinds. And I think one of the pizzas that's coming, I think maybe the Supreme Pizza that's coming will be the one that is the one that you had at the courthouse. But, Portnoy, this guy from Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, he calls it tavern-style pizza. There's Columbus.
The square.
Yeah,
okay.
the Columbus-style pizza that we call it. He calls it tavern-style pizza. Or Chicago tavern-style pizza, how he refers to it. But it's these small squares, thin crust, small squares. But even in Columbus, there's all kinds of different types of tavern-style small square.
Sure.
Some of them are thicker, some of them are cracker crust thin pizza, like at Rubino's. Rubino's has got that. It's so thin. I think if you try to take it outside the restaurant, it'd get cold so fast because it's so thin.
Yeah. Rubino's is really good.
But then there's other places like Enrico's up in Dublin where it's thicker, and so it just depends on where you go.
Tommy's I think is a little thicker on the thicker side.
Yeah.
But the pizza, some of them have a buttery taste to this. Some of them have a sweet taste to it. Some of them have a lot of the seeds kind of on it, like Massey's. You think of the sort of crust that they have. But so this is going to be interesting to taste. But I also think when I think about it, it's kind of like you said, existing this long, 40 years in Central Ohio is so important. And you think of the number of people who are employed. You think of the impact of our local economy. Maybe some students have jobs here, or maybe there's been some other pizza shops that, they started off working here and now they, have their own place. Either way, in 40 years, you can have a very serious kind of impact on our local economy for a small business.
And Commissioner Boyce and I don't just do this just because we're trying to, get out and have some pizza. I mean, it's a nice side benefit, But the reason that you started doing this and I started doing this, and the reason that I do the conversations that I do on my podcast called Around the Table is because we're talking about the impact of the local economy, not just the businesses,
Right.
the local food economy, but the impact of all of these businesses and what the impact of those on the economy that the food industry has from a distribution standpoint, from everything from we started doing growing and gardening back in 2009. At first, it was just a couple $1,000s to get people into the ground because we had people who wanted to be able to plant and grow and do some local gardening. And then eventually that's turned into, over the course of years, that's turned into multi-million-dollar federal grants for all kinds of different things, everything from growing and gardening to to the local food system, the local food action plan that we've created. That encompasses grocers and manufacturers and producers and everything in the entire food system. And so restaurateurs and the whole nine yards. And so this conversation that we're having, sitting here at Adriatico, is talking about their their little corner of the world here, and what they've been doing for the last 40 years is all part and parcel to a larger conversation.
When you come to a pizza place, what are the things that you look for? Atmosphere. You look for definitely a good tasting pizza. Maybe some good appetizers and environment. And so, one of the things that I can tell you about here, it has a big and small feel to it. Like it has a feel of a bigger place, but it's small and cozy.
You want to hand those over to those guys?
Let them know they only get one each, and then the rest come back this way. So, but then, like I was saying, it's all the atmosphere, and so you can't have pizza, and not try the chicken wings.
Yeah.
Kind of they go hand in hand. So, in honor of pizza and chicken wings, which I did not have watching the national championship game last night, so I'm doing it today. Got to try their wings. I'm a flats guy myself. Like the flats.
Yeah, so am I. I got a son who he and I fight over who gets all the flats. I know that he's been there when I get to the plate and there's nothing but drummies left.
So my wife only eats the flats. If we order these wings, she would pick them out as though they are designated for her and eat the flats, and then I gotta eat. And even I like flats too, but this is really good chicken.
Yeah.
This is a dry rub, and it's the dust is a little spicy, but it's like a buffalo or something, right? But it's very good.
I like when I order chicken wings and I don't have to tell them to cook them longer. They're already cooked well.
So you like yours hard cooked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Nothing worse than a slippery chicken wing. These are good.
I also don't like big fat wings. I like wings that are like kind of smaller, and you can
I also think there's pretty much nothing more worthless than a boneless chicken wing.
Now, I have to object to you on that one. We're about to have our first issue here. I love the bone. I don't know why people don't like boneless wings. I like the boneless. They're nice, and they go down too easy.
No bird comes boneless.
Well, I mean, they're fun to eat, these wings. I mean, when you're I kept thinking when I was watching the national championship game how, boy, it would be good to have some wings right now. But it started so late, and you can't eat that late. But then, too, you just, when you're watching the game, you get all hyped up and you just start eating a bunch of wings. And so I would have definitely done that. My last one, and then you all can't see them, but there's the staff, and I'm watching them, and you see like a little bit of just dripping from their mouth as we eat these. So it's kind of like, you can't see that, but I can. So here you want
my last one, because otherwise I would sit here and eat all of those, because those are good. We're sitting in a pizza joint. By the way, a pizza joint that has so many other things on the menu. When I was scrolling through the menu, they have not just pizza and chicken wings and pretzel bites, but they have subs and they have salads and they have, I mean, there's so many things on their menu. And it's really hard, by the way, when you run a restaurant, it's really hard when you have such a huge menu. I mean, some places like what's the place, the Cheesecake Factory, they have a menu that's a gigantic book that has 4,000 things on their menu. It's really hard to do that because it costs so much money to have all that stuff on your menu, and you have so much more of an overhead, you know. But
I tell you though, one thing we look at in the banking industry too is when
Commissioner Boyce is a banker, by the way.
When a restaurant comes to you, you have to look at their menu and look at all the things they offer. And when they offer a bunch of stuff, you know, sometimes you know they're going to have challenges because that's how much they have to order for supplies, that's how much they have to train for their employees, that's how they have to protect the food and keep it, you know, and it can go bad so quick. And so as a bank, you think about all the things that could make that loan go bad.
Yeah.
They're not doing, and so all of those are factors that we have to look at. And it's why banks don't like to fund restaurants, because of the range of trying to manage the product, and you got a large lost kind of reserve of food that goes bad or food that gets wasted or, you know, whatever. And so, but the banks look at those kind of things when we're loaning to restaurants.
Yeah, and there's so many, but there's, I mean, if you think about it, there's so many other things in small business. There's so many other things that are involved in the food industry. You've got everything from the bank, but then you've got distributors, you've got food suppliers, you've got equipment suppliers, you've got food delivery services, you've got beverage delivery services, you've got alcohol delivery services. I mean, there's one thing after another. There's so many different
facility management. You know,
you've got your landlord.
Yeah.
But that's just. I mean, and then on top of that, you've got folks that aren't even in the restaurant end of things. You've got grocers, growers. You've got farmers. You've got. I mean, the food industry is enormous, and it's billions of dollars, and that, I mean, it's billions of dollars just here in the Central Ohio economy, in the Franklin County economy, and then multiply that across the spectrum throughout Ohio, throughout the Midwest, throughout the United States, and then globally. It's a huge industry, and it was something that when I first became commissioner, within 2 weeks of becoming commissioner, we got just on a whim, not even on a whim, on a request, we got involved in growing in a request from somebody asked us to help them with a need for some people to be able to do some growing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Once we help these folks get in the ground and do some growing, that just snowballed, one thing after another. Mm-hmm. And the more we were helping folks with different aspects of being able to do some local growing and then some local farming, and then it just continued to snowball, almost literally. And we started kind of peeling back the layers of the onion. We started understanding and learning, and it just became kind of a labor of love. We started enjoying the work we were doing. The more we were doing it out of my office, the more my staff, Annie's sitting here, the more we started understanding and learning how much it was, how enjoyable it was. The more other people from the county staff started enjoying the work and liking what we were doing, the bigger it got. The more people that it involved, the more people from the community got involved with it, the bigger it became, the more dollars we were able to access from the state and then the federal government. It's just become a really large thing. And you know, now we're actively involved with Kroger, with Ohio State, with Swaco, with the restaurant industry, with Cameron Mitchell, with with people all across. And I've been able to speak at not only the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, but I've had conversations. We've spoken at NACO, the National Association of Counties, on the same topic, and we've seen people pick up on what we're doing across the country. And so it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty interesting, and it's been a great learning experience. And we've been doing it now for 17 years. So.
Yeah. Oh, I remember during the pandemic how we kind of doubled down on a lot of that work, and then you see the impact of a small business or the economy that it has, and maybe as we do this pizza tour, maybe that's something we can work on together, is maybe looking at ways that we can help these restaurants flourish and truly make Central Ohio a ground where a restaurant, if it doesn't make it, it's not because they didn't have support from the local community, and I just think there's an appetite for it. When I see clients on the bank side at a restaurant, it's always interesting. Every one of them have personality. The restaurant itself has a personality, and it might be a steakhouse, or it might be a small, a soul food place, or something kind of niche. Either way, they make up the ecosystem of restaurants that give Columbus a vibe, that give Columbus sort of this social scene. And one day I said, so I live in kind of downtown Short North Grandview area, and I said this summer I was going to try every restaurant along High Street. I wanted to kind of try, and there was so many I didn't even get out of the Short North. There's so many, but each of them. And very few of them are actually franchises, and if they are, they're local franchises, but they all have their own personality, all have their own sort of food style, and here comes the moment of truth right now.
All right, gentlemen, here's some pizzas for you.
All right.
This is the pesto chicken, pepperoni.
And the best for last.
You know what? I do remember this pizza at.
Look at it.
Yeah.
That's the one you remember.
I do remember this now. I do. How could I forget?
And then we have pizza sauce, cheese sauce, garlic butter, little enhancement.
All right. Well, it's time for the truth here.
Have a seat.
Amen.
So, Jameson,
Yes.
what's your last name?
Wagner.
Jameson Wagner, the general manager here,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, did you make these?
Actually, I did make these.
You made these?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to cook them, but I made them.
Okay. So now you're gonna really be on the spot, because if it ain't right, I know who to go to.
Oh, I'm confident though, so we're good.
Ooh, okay. I like
So this
that.
is the
I like
Sicilian
confidence.
style, right?
Yep.
That's the Supreme. What all's on the Supreme?
The pepperoni, mushroom, onion, green pepper, and sausage.
All right. And then these two are thin crust.
Correct. Yep.
And this one is pesto chicken. What else is on here? Tomatoes?
It's a pesto base with spinach and then tomato, onion, chicken, and ricotta olives on top.
That looks good.
What's the most popular pizza?
What's popular especially would probably be the Supremo. Although our pepperoni hot honey, which we introduced last year, has been very popular recently. We put some fresh basil on at the cook.
And our staff didn't order that?
No.
Okay, you're all fired. You're all fired for that. Yeah.
We fire our staff on a regular basis.
For sure.
They never take us seriously.
If you see hot honey pizza, you order it. You get it, okay? It's just, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to try this. The Supreme is like yelling at me. It's like, hey, cat, hey, pick me up and eat me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start this off.
I always get Supreme. I'm going to have some of that, but I'm definitely going to try a piece of this pesto chicken, too.
And everybody likes the corner,
Yeah.
Especially with the Sicilian. That's a type of crust you don't see a lot of other places. So
Now, I feel like this, I got to say this. I'm sorry. Don't be offended.
Okay.
But the pesto chicken pizza, come on, tell me about that. Like, people don't want to fight you for that, for doing that kind of pizza, like pizza, hardcore.
no, I haven't really had any people. I mean, I think same thing with pineapple on pizza. I feel like around people.
I will
have
fight you for
very
that.
strong opinions.
You'll
on
fight
that.
for,
I don't-
you don't do
Don't
pineapple.
put fruit on pizza.
Okay, Congresswoman Sykes, just so you know, John O'Grady said he will fight you because you like pineapple or pizza. All right.
I don't generally like chicken on pizza, but I do like pesto.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try it, but I'm like, which one of y'all ordered that? Whose idea was that? John?
Actually, yeah, we put it to him when he first came in.
It was
I'm
suggested.
shocked. I knew that was John. I was like, John's
Yeah.
going for the Supreme all day.
It was suggested, so I got it.
Is it a popular pizza?
Oh yeah.
Is it the
The
pesto?
pesto, yeah, it's not the most popular, but it's we still sell many of them a day.
Okay.
So
In the college students?
Probably not so much college students, but
Okay.
yeah, a lot of their
The faculty.
their faculty and then their parents when they come into town, picking them up and dropping them off. They like to see some variety that they can go to.
What else on the menu would is a must try?
Must try. Well, away from pizza, the gelato that we have, that brings a lot of people in. People love the gelato. A lot of really good flavors there. Those have our homemade cheesecake. And actually, we just got a red velvet one in for the season that we are really happy with. So the desserts are covered there.
So that's not something that's made in-house? You have
We
supplier?
we have a local baker bake it for us.
Okay.
And then we sell them. Same thing with our affiliate down in Cincinnati. So he supplies us both with the cheesecakes. But it's the original one. It's a special recipe that our owners had for a while, just trying to
Okay.
find someone that can make it the
Okay.
right way, which he finally did. And that one, it's
So is their recipe is just made by somebody
yeah,
else?
it's
Gotcha.
our owner's recipe that he acquired, because he just really loved it when he tried it. I think over 10 years ago.
Okay.
So we were saying earlier, probably when you were back making pizza, Adriatico's has been in the neighborhood for almost 40 years.
Correct. Yep.
How long have you been in this building? You just moved from around the
This
corner,
building
right?
moved here in I believe it was 2018. We moved from right around the corner. Yeah. That old building was a lot smaller than this one.
Yeah, you didn't have this big dining room over there.
Our the entire square footage of our old building would fit in our new kitchen. So
That's
it
what
was
I thought.
It
Wow.
was a big upgrade as far as space.
Yeah, you barely even had, or did you even have space for?
We had
seating?
we had
Couple of
a
seats,
few
right?
tables, but it was very much a dive type of place, so real cozy and everything. But then on game days, it just made.
I remember I used to go in there
Yeah,
and just
mayhem.
grab the pizzas and leave. I don't recall ever eating in there.
Yeah, it wasn't a big dining room destination, which is what really changed when we moved over here. A lot more people come here to go out to eat. Friends and family. Like I said, with parents dropping their students off. The beginning of the semesters and the ends. That's when we get a big influx. A lot of families coming in. Let's get pizza before we go, and hearing them talk about, this is my favorite place when I was going to Ohio State 25 years ago, and it's still just as good as we remember. So that's something we really hang our hat on. Try to be consistent quality that people can rely on, and really point out as something unique that they can associate with being in this area, being at Ohio State or being in Columbus. They may not currently be there, but when they come back, they're thinking of us, which, like I said, is something that we really love to hear. So
How many employees do you have here, and how much of them are students, and just how much?
I'll probably say about, like, a lot of my full-time staff are not students, but then half of my staff are part-time. That's we're always getting new students starting to work with us, and they graduate, they move away, they go to start working at the hospital or something, and then I cycle in with the new people. So Ohio State students, especially, it's a big employment resource for us. So it's something where it's not just we're serving students, we're also utilizing them to help us run the business and things like that. And
So how many would you have?
I was probably about 50.
Oh, okay. That's much more than I thought. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and a lot of them, you get students that work, just a couple shifts a week, because they're handling schoolwork and still trying to live their lives. So I always try to help them work around the schedules and stuff like that. So it's usually very beneficial having some good people around here that we can employ. So it's been helpful.
So you,
good.
so you guys have gotten a lot of awards, recognition. what do you think's the coolest or the most the biggest deal?
But one thing we always like to see when students in campus voted us for best pizza on campus, because there's a lot of options around here. So anytime you get an accolade coming from the people that are your customer base, I think that's a really good indicator of you doing something well. And obviously we want to cater towards the desires of the customers, because that's how we're going to make money with them. So we try to make it a good mutually beneficial situation where we do a quality product that people enjoy and they keep coming back and getting more, and it help keep us thriving as a business.
Well, that's pretty cool. You've gotten national recognition, but you like the fact that you're getting recognition from the students better than your national recognition.
Yeah, because they're the ones that we're going to see every day. They're the ones that we want to make sure that we're putting out something that they want to buy, because they're the ones that are going to be here making that happen.
So what makes Adriatico's unique?
Our flavor profile, like our sauce, is a unique recipe that we are really proud of. It's a little spicier. It's got more flavor to it than some other sauces. But that coupled
All made in house, or
yeah, we make our. I mean, obviously you get canned tomatoes and stuff but we have the certain blendings and special proprietary things. I won't get into how exactly we make it, but it is when I saw how we made it, I was like, oh, that's very interesting. So that creates a really interesting flavor profile, and then couple that with we always go for the best ingredients, like our cheese. We have just recently, we spent a lot of time trying to make sure we have the right cheese flavor profile that matches well with our sauce and everything else we put on it. And we make our dough fresh every day, shred our cheese ourselves every day, and everything's made to order. So it's about as fresh as you can get. And like I said, we don't skimp on product. We try to get the best qualities we can, and just try to get the consistent flavor that, like I said, we are well known for, and we want to keep people coming back for it.
Well, it definitely shows. I mean, you can taste it. Now, I gotta say, so I've tried all three, and let me start with the Supreme. It's amazing, I must say. The big sausage on top is, I'm not a huge pork eater, but I have to say it's outstanding. It is very, very good. Gotta try that. And it's very filling. I ate the one slice and I was ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So then I tried the pepperoni, and definitely I taste the sauce a little more because it's not distracted with all the other flavors, so that the sauce hits you a little bit. So as you were talking about it, I was like, oh, I get what he's saying about the tomato. Now, let's talk about this pesto chicken pizza. Okay, so I cut a piece in half because I was like, I don't want to pick it up and not eat it. It's good.
Okay,
it's good. It's good. But that's right. It's good. It's good. But it's an acquired taste. You definitely taste the flavors there. You taste the pesto. You can taste the chicken. And there's other things in there that they kind of jump out at you a little more on that pizza. But it's definitely good. Now, can you order that type of crust with that type of flavor?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
So that I get for that might make it taste a little different.
Yeah, you might. I mean, some people really rave about the Sicilian crust. Some people really love the thin crust. We honestly sell an even amount of each, more or less. I will say the Sicilian crust, a lot of people may be more familiar with that because that is what our Buckeye pizza, which is our big catering size, is. So a lot of people that are OSU students or staff, they have it delivered in bulk around campus. That'd be the main thing they're exposed to. So that's something they're like, oh, that's what I really like. And it's also,
and if they're having a gathering, it's easy to.
And that's what you want. And and even with college students, like you said, it can be very filling. Like that's more bang for your buck right there.
It's definitely that. Definitely. Well, you definitely get an A+ in my book.
Oh well, thank you.
John is a huge fan, and we kind of created this list of of local pizza places that we wanted to kind of highlight, more about the small business aspect and less about the actual pizza. We've only been to 2, but so far it's 2-0 in terms of the pizza. So we have a victorious record, like Ohio State football. 2-0 in the pizza spots. Definitely, it'll touch your taste buds for sure.
I'm gonna grade you as well. I'm gonna be a little harsher though.
Okay.
I tried the chicken pesto. It's really good. I wanted more pesto.
Okay.
As good as it was, I wanted more because it's delicious. The Supreme is delicious. Unlike Commissioner Boyce, I didn't get any pork because the piece I had, the pork ended up running down the front of me. Went to bite into it and it fell. So it's on the floor.
I gotcha.
So just so you know. The pepperoni's delicious. I use the hot honey on it, and that's really
I didn't even
good.
see that. Okay.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Right
Got some
here.
over here for you. So it's really good. So good stuff. I was only harsh in that I didn't get any pork because I was a slob, and I like the pesto a lot, but I wanted more. So not a bad thing.
Oh, excellent. Glad to hear.
So it's great. So I wanted to ask though. I had a question, but I wanted to remind myself of what it was. Oh, I know what it was. So you guys are here on campus, and you've been on campus for 40 years. You got any plans to maybe move out of campus and go somewhere, where those of us who, I get down to campus a lot, not because I want to, but because I'm at the medical center more than I want to be. But, for folks who are maybe out in the suburban areas, are there any plans for Adriaticos to go someplace else?
Or
Downtown?
at the county building. Just saying, right at the county, I'll just throw that out there.
Courthouse could use a place.
Yeah.
No immediate plans currently. We got a lot of people asking us, want to get one up in Cleveland, get one up down, Dayton and stuff. But no immediate plans. We definitely want to make sure that we focus on.
I'm sorry. You see that if you speak of you need something extra, it just comes to you.
This is very true.
So this is more pesto for you.
We welcome any modifications, additions, anything. So we no immediate plans now. We want to focus on making sure we do well here. I'm sure you've seen it, a common pitfall where places try to expand and then you kind of lose the essence that made it what it is. So we're cognizant of that. Want to make sure we don't hurt ourselves in that regard. But at the same time, if the opportunity presents itself, then maybe something we want to do. But no immediate plans at the moment. We're trying to keep doing what we do.
So where do you have locations though?
Right now.
Just here and then in Cincinnati.
One of the things that we've been trying to really point out is, the personality of every restaurant, and describe the personality. It's obvious as I can imagine that game days are just insane.
Yes.
I can just imagine that had we been playing in the national championship,
we would have been really busy.
It would have been busy. We will be next year.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah,
Be
I'm
ready for
confident
that. But talk about what is this environment? It seems kind of quiet and tame in here today.
Yeah, but that can the switch can flip. With us being so close to Ohio State, we're very much impacted by things going around here. So anytime, the obvious one is
something's happening.
Ohio State football games, huge. Line out the door constantly, but also, it might be that there's a swim meet letting out of McCorkle Aquatic Pavilion over there. And then I have 3 different big families coming in on a Sunday at 2:00, and all of a sudden we have just bustling in here, little kids running around. Other times it's a busy Friday night and people coming in from out of town, like, oh, this is my pizza night, and we're coming in here.
Okay.
But one thing that I think sets us apart from some other places that, we have a lot more of the personal touch where anytime you want to order food, you're going to call here, you can talk to a person, ask any questions you may have, any changes you want to make to your order. And then when people are dining in, we have some fantastic employees here that recognize that, customer experience is important. That helps generate business where people, if they have a good time here, they're going to want to come back next time they're thinking about some place they're going to go out to eat. So having our employees that recognize that and are skilled and put forth the effort to learn how to do that, that's something that really has benefited us from being around here. And again, that's something where the people are in this community, they're the ones that we're drawing on to come in and not only eat food here, but also help us, work here. And we have a lot of people that have worked with us for a long time. So there's that element of, we have pride in our work. We go around, like, still, I live out in Westerville, and I go get my teeth cleaned at a dentist. They ask me, oh, what do you do? I work at Adriatico. Oh, I worked at school when I was in college. We got your guys' food all the time, So having that sort of engagement, it's always really makes you feel good that, you're doing something that people can appreciate, and having our staff be able to, build their lives around it. Like, we have people that have been here for decades. Like, they've had their family.
Employees or?
Employees.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, decades. Like, I've been here almost 20 years, and I have people that have been here longer than that.
You've been here 20 years,
Yeah.
almost 20 years. Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
I started when I was a freshman at Ohio State. Graduated, and I still stick here, and I'm fortunate to like the people I work with, and my owner's fantastic. He's always taking care of us as employees. So that also helps motivate us to do a little more than just, no one does the bare minimum for us, because we know that, we're going to get compensated well. And like I said, have that sense of pride. If you like the people you work with and where you work, it doesn't feel as much like work all the time,
Yes, love it. Well, are you hiring now?
Always looking for good candidates.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk. We'll talk right after this.
Sounds good.
I know.
Well, the Carla's lurking. We
T-shirts too.
Yeah. Wanted to give you guys a couple T-shirts to remind you of your time
Remember to
here.
get a souvenir every other place, right?
Yeah.
this is also a place. It seems like every time, well, other than today, but it seems like every time, it's just such a cold day today. I remember when I was in the business, if it snowed too much, or if it rained too much, or if it was too cold, you could count on that being a little bit slower day. But it seems like every other time I've been in here, there was always some sort of athlete in here, whether it was a football player, basketball player, women's basketball player. There was always somebody in here. Same with the place next door, Hangover Easy. Always go in there, and there's always an athlete. Maybe it was somebody on the wrestling team, somebody on the baseball team, but there's always athletes in these two places in particular. Might go into another restaurant, another part of campus, and find somebody as well. But it seems like these two restaurants in particular, always packed with because the food's great. There's a lot of it. The next door as well, big portions, really good food at both places. And I think the athletes just know, you can come to both these places. Menu's huge, food's not that expensive, and it's delicious. Yeah. And they're both really popular places for all the athletes on campus. So, popular spot.
Yeah, we get I've seen tons of the football players usually stand out the most because big guys, and you see them on TV and everything. I remember when I first started working here, that was when Greg Oden was Ohio State, and that guy stood out. Like he would have his hood over, you couldn't see his face, but you knew that was Greg Oden because he was the guy
7 foot tall.
And like we would often get football recruits coming in, so you'd see the football coaches. I remember one time when we were at the old store, Urban Meyer actually came in with some recruits. They had lunch and everything, and then Urban goes out on the sidewalk, and a whole bunch of young students are going by, and they see him, like, oh, Urban, and they're taking pictures of him in front of our building and everything. Yeah. So always, tons of athletes coming through here. Like Paul Keels, I remember we delivered to him a bunch. He loves our pizza. So we've also delivered catering orders to the entire football team, a bunch of times, sending 120 pizzas down to their facility. And
it's a lot of pizza.
Yeah, it's a lot of pizza. Yeah, those guys can put away a whole pizza to each of them and a big salad. And they're like, well, all right, we got to replace those calories.
Well, hey, I'll just say thanks for what you all do, and for whether it's the employees that you hire and have as part of your community, or just being a part of the restaurant ecosystem in Central Ohio. I had not been here before till today. Had not been to the old restaurant before either. But whenever I've talked to people about the pizza spots in Columbus, Adriatico comes up 100% of the time. And, and that's saying a lot because I love pizza. And so thanks so much for letting us come out and
Absolutely.
Enjoy. Everything was fantastic. That's my partner's words. He loves the word fantastic. So everything was fantastic. And then, oh, by the way, that's what you say too. And oh, by the way, the pesto took me by surprise. I was a little bit, wasn't expecting that. It's good.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it helped you.
Dessert, the big.
You threw this in. This is great. This is great.
Dessert.
Maybe top 3 with plate.
Where's the? You said there were two special kinds.
Cheesecake,
and then
and a red velvet
and the red
cheesecake.
velvet. Which one is that?
So these are just the gelato. I have actual cheesecake slices.
Oh.
But we got.
Look, I told you if you just say something, it just comes. I don't know what's going on.
Kevin Boyce says nobody ever accused Commissioner Boyce of being bashful.
Is there a knife? Because I don't want to. Yeah, because other people want to try it, so I don't want to just smash into it. But that looks.
Well, that is not me, but I will definitely try some joint.
All righty, no problem.
And look, there's a bunch of spoons here too, guys.
Yeah.
Got a bourbon apple crisp over there.
Which one's the which?
That one, and then that would be the strawberry cheesecake. I think that's the bourbon apple right there.
Wait a minute, bourbon apple crisp.
Bourbon, that is the maple bourbon, and that's the apple crisp. Yeah, gelato is a favorite among the people that live in the dorms right around the corner there. So we'll get groups of 6 to 10 of them coming in at a time, all getting gelato.
Oh man, that one's good. They're both good. Holy cow!
Yeah, if no one eats that, can you box that up for me to? I'm gonna just take it. But
I'm having a sugar
red
rush
velvet
now,
cheesecake.
and I only
me
took a
too.
little bite. I'm having a
too.
sugar rush. Holy cloud! Woo!
Yeah.
Man.
Well, again, thanks for having us today. A plus, and for everything was just outstanding. I'll
Wait
definitely
a
be
minute.
back.
What's President Trump say? A plus 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 plus
Oh
plus.
my gosh! Don't get me started.
Because
Right.
because the gelato sent me over the top, man. Oh,
Well, I think it was outstanding. It
was great.
Everything you all do it seems to be perfect. I love how whatever you say, it just comes to you. Somebody brings it. So I could say, I really could use $1 million right now.
I've tried that
Where's
one.
it at?
It hasn't worked.
It didn't come. I don't know. Oh man, it was close. 90% of what you asked for, you'll get it. So, but yeah, this is great, and definitely be back. Always hear Adriatico's. When I was asking around, like, what are the pizza places in Central Ohio, and Adriatico's always came up. Always.
Well, we're gonna keep doing what we can to stay in that conversation. I'm glad you guys appreciate you coming out. Glad we could showcase our food. Hopefully, we get some more people that want to give it a try and keep coming back.
For sure. Now about that job.
You can apply online. I'll
Apply online.
Yeah.